Hello and welcome to Broadsword Wargaming. In this video, I am bringing you a Warhammer 40,000 kill team faction focus for Harlequins.
The Harlequins are devoted servants of the Laughing God, the only deity of the Eldari pantheon to survive the fall. Fighters of immense speed and agility, they wage war against the servants of Slaanesh and make battle look like a dance.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please do click that subscribe button for more videos to come, or check out the links below if you wish to support the channel in any other way. Kill Team, it's back again, so I thought I might as well finish off the entire series. If you haven't watched the rest of them, I have got a playlist there. There's about 2/3 of the total factions done. It just gives you a brief overview of the pros and cons and how to play each faction. So this one, we're doing Harlequins. The models were not painted by me, they were painted by Liam from Phoenix Commission, so thank you very much to him. That is why they look so good. Not much more to say, I'll carry on through and I'll catch you guys back at the end. Why play Harlequins? If you like your Xenos, and you like your Eldar, and you like them in skin-tight, hollow suits, jumping around, laughing, stabbing, killing and shooting, doing a bit of acting as well, then this is probably the faction for you. Pros. These guys and girls are fast. They are in fact the fastest faction you can play in Kill Team. They have a standard move of 8 inches and can charge 3d6 inches, so 18. Not only are they fast, they also have a lot of attacks. With the standard troop having 4 attacks in combat, that's excluding any benefits or bonuses, they all come with a 4+ invulnerable save. Cons. They're not strong, they're not tough, and they don't have lots of wounds. At strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound with the 4+ invulnerable save, they will die relatively quickly. They are also a relatively elite faction. Coming in at 12 points a model base, once you've added in equipment, you're not really looking at more than 6 models in a 100-point kill team. Obviously, that's not as elite as the Custodes, but you will be outnumbered most of the time. And finally, another con I would say is they only really do one thing. They do this one thing very well, but if that plan doesn't work out, you don't really have a plan B. Specialist abilities. Although not an ability as such, all the Harlequin models have them, and that is the flip bells. These give them the 4+ invulnerable save and allow them to ignore the vertical distance when moving or falling back. So they can pretty much cover the entire board with no problem, and in this game you can charge without line of sight. So Rising Crescendo. This is another ability they all have, and this is what allows them to charge 18 inches. They roll 3d6 when charging as opposed to 2d6. Like most factions, Harlequins do have their own special rules. They call them masks. They're very similar to Space Marines chapters or Mechanicum's Forge Worlds. And these grant a faction-wide ability if you use that. In no specific order, the first mask is Midnight Sorrow. This allows you to fall back and consolidate an additional d6. You also have the Mask of the Frozen Stars. This grants you an additional attack if you charge or are charged. Considering they already have 4 base, that is a lot of DACA. Next up, we have the Mask of the Veiled Path. This is kind of a defensive one and quite situational, but could come in handy. When you're being attacked, you roll 2d6. You take away the highest dice number. Whatever you're left with, if the player attacking you rolls that to hit, they miss. So say you roll a 6 and a 5, you take away the 6. If they attack you and roll a 5 to hit, they miss. Obviously it can come in useless when it's a 1 or 2 and they miss anyway, but interesting. Next up is the Mask of the Soaring Spite. This is kind of a shooty one. It means pistols become assault weapons, and then you gain no negative modifiers for shooting assault weapons. So you can move up the board, advance, and shoot like they're assault weapons without any penalties. Very good for fusion pistols. Next up, Mask of the Dreaming Shadows. For this one, you get to subtract 1 from nerve tests, and if a model of yours dies, on a 4+, it can shoot or fight again. Kind of like a recurring post-death killy thing. So pretty good when you're locked in combat and you've got lots of opponents, or you just want to shoot someone and kill them even though you're already dead. And last but not least is the Mask of the Silent Shroud. For this one, if an enemy model is within 3 inches of your model, they suffer a -1 to their leadership. And when taking nerve checks, opposing models roll 2 dice and take away the lowest. So it kind of makes it easier for the opponents to be shaken and therefore do nothing. Carrying on with the last of the specialist abilities, I will go through some of the specific faction tactics. There are of course more, but these are my favourite ones, or the ones I think are most useful. First up is War Dancers. For 2 CP, you get to play this at the end of the fight phase, pick a model and they get to fight again. Simple. For 2 CP, you can play Dance of Death. This means if a model of yours is engaged, you can fall back 2 inches and then declare a charge again at anything else. So kind of a defensive one in case you get bogged down by something useless and want to kill something else, or you just want to run away a bit and charge a different model and kill that instead. And finally, for 1 CP, it's Blades of Kogarafa. This means if you declare a charge and you roll a 10+, you get to add 2 to the attack characteristic of your models. If you imagine in that first turn, when you want to get in there, you're putting in a long charge, you're declaring it anyway, you can play this and then you get extra attacks. So you can land with 6 attacks at base. That is devastating. And that's about it for the chapter-specific specialist abilities. A lot to take in, I know, but hopefully you found it useful. A standard kill team roster. This bit is probably going to be the easiest and quickest one I've ever done in any faction-focused video. You have one type of model to pick from, and that is a player troop. This is not talking about commanders and other things, of course, but a player troop, that's it. Super easy. 12 points. They can be a leader, you can take a combat specialist, you can take a veteran, you can take a zealot if you want that +1 strength, which I find quite useful. Pretty situational depending on what you're playing against. They are the things I would take. The veteran just to get that extra move to make sure you get that first turn charge off. The combat to get the extra attack. Zealot to get the extra attack and strength when you charge. And a leader because you have to. Your Kiss is the only weapon with a multiple damage modifier. So although only +1 strength and -1 AP, it is D3 damage. So it's your best shot at killing something. The Embrace is better for taking down heavily armored opponents with +1 strength, 1 damage but -3 AP. And the Caress is better at taking down tougher models with +2 strength, -2 AP and damage 1. So kind of pick and choose. I go 2, 2 and 2 in my standard 6-man roster, but it's up to you what you want to take. Fusion pistols are amazing, but you don't spend that much time in shooting range rather than combat. So I find more use for the combat weapons, but I totally understand why people would take fusion weapons. Add them with the correct mask that allows you to advance and shoot. You can be blasting people with melter weapons all day long. They do also, if the combat carries on, which having mostly 1 damage weapons, that will happen, they allow you to shoot with the pistol in the next round. So that can also kill heavily armored opponents. Well, there you have it. That is this faction focus video done. How do you think? Do you play Harlequins yourself? I've not had a great deal of gameplay with them. I've played a few games now. They do really only tend to do one thing, and that is run up, charge, and lay down loads of moderately weak attacks. You don't have much choice for multiple damage combat weapons, but with the amount of attacks, killing any sort of horde armies is easy. Killing guard is easy. Orcs or grots is easy. Tyranids I find relatively easy. You are probably one of the best, if not the best, combat factions. Coming against things like Death Guard though, you will struggle. They have a lot of saves, they have the feel no pain as well, they're extra tough. So the weight of attacks doesn't really carry on in Kill Team like it would do in 40k, so it's very hard to take the big Terminators and things down. The Poxwalkers, of course, you can destroy, and you can jump all over the board. So they are a bit of a one-trick pony, but they are also very fun. That's about all I can really say on these guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the alarm bell for more videos to come. Check out the links below if you want to support the channel in any other way. Down there is my Patreon. That is amazing. It gives you guys access to Discord and lots of other benefits now coming in as the channel is growing. Thank you to all of you guys for all of your support. If you want to support the channel in other ways, there are also affiliate links down there for Element Games and Grim Dice. I get a small cutback if you guys buy the models from those, which is hugely appreciated. And finally, there's my Amazon shop and other things as well. So do check all those out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do check out the other ones as well in the playlist, and I will catch you in another video. Take care.